Chuck Holmes was a gay adult film pioneer and gay rights activist who founded Falcon Studios in 1970 and reshaped the golden age of gay porn into the industry it is today. On this episode, we're going to celebrate Chuck Holmes, an innovative businessman and filmmaker who through his studio and philanthropic efforts recreated gay identities and got involved politically to raise awareness to issues in the gay community. This is Demystifying Gay Porn. My name is Ike Grande, and if you watch gay porn, I've definitely helped you get off. Chuck Holmes was born Charles M. Holmes in Terre Haute, Indiana on May 5, 1945. He graduated with a degree in business administration from Indiana State University and began working in sales for a local construction firm that manufactured prefabricated homes. That position would eventually land him in San Francisco, California. While directing the West Coast office of this company's sales operation, Holmes began moonlighting for a friend who needed his business skills to keep an adult film company afloat. The country would soon be hit with a recession, and Holmes would lose his job after a drop-off of homes being purchased or built. John Travis, a pioneer and veteran of the adult entertainment industry, had met Holmes through director and erotic filmmaker Jay Bryant. Travis suggested that Holmes start a mail-order business selling gay hardcore films. Holmes opted in and thought he can do this for a couple of years and then return to the corporate world. He borrowed some money, purchased a mailing list and loops made by John Travis and his company Telstar, and from there, Holmes would launch Falcon Studios in April of 1970 with Travis as his co-founder. Relying on other filmmakers' loops, Falcon was off to a slow start. But that all changed when Holmes began producing 8mm shorts. Falcon's first film was Muscle, Sweat, and Brawn. Thanks to a loyal customer base, Falcon would quickly become an industry leader with their elaborate marketing and well-packaged product featuring some of the most beautiful men handpicked to be on film. Holmes' business strategy was focused on aggressive pricing, marketing, and operating predominantly as a mail-order business for fear of losing film prints. When the market shifted to home video, Holmes was able to capitalize on the fact that many smaller companies were unable to meet the customer demand that surfaced in the early 1980s. Where Holmes and Falcon Studios succeeded, many smaller companies went out of business. Falcon Movies relied on pure sex and followed a formula developed by Jay Bryant, John Travis, and Matt Sterling, who had his own company, Brentwood Studios, which I'll touch on in another video. Falcon Movies were pretty much run-of-the-mill in the beginning, but featured good lighting, personal sexual themes, a music soundtrack, and of course, incredibly hot men that became an industry template and something customers came to expect from a Falcon production. The models for Falcon were predominantly white, all-American young men. They adopted a hyper-masculine look, featuring models with mustaches, flannels, and jeans, and then shifted in the 1980s to clean-cut, shaved bodies, tans, and slim builds. This change made people see the adult entertainment industry as a bit more polished than its golden era.
Scientists at the National Centers for Disease Control in Atlanta today released the results of a study which shows that the lifestyle of some male homosexuals has triggered an epidemic of a rare form of cancer.
By the early 1980s, AIDS had reared its presence into the psyche of gay men and their community. By the mid-1980s, broader communities began to feel the effects, and we were now in the cultural epicenter of the AIDS epidemic. It would change every single thing about the adult entertainment industry. Moreover, it would decimate the gay adult entertainment industry. Some studios shut their doors due to societal and financial pressure. Porn, gay porn in particular during the AIDS epidemic, was just about the only sex many people who were afraid to go out and have sex with somebody else were having. Porn was now again going to be a reflection of society, one that now had safe sex or risked losing their life. Holmes and Falcon Studios were one of the last studios to adopt safer sex practices on their shoots. The studio took what they believed were preventative measures, only to finally join the rest of the industry and feature condoms in their videos and becoming a leader in safe sex portrayals. Business grew, and Falcon added new production lines nationally and internationally.
I'm Chuck Holmes. I'm from San Francisco, and I'm glad to be here in Washington. This is the first time I've ever marched for a cause in my life. I waited a long time, 48 years almost, and I'm here, and I'm glad to be here. The spirit's very high. Everyone's very motivated and yet very civilized. I know there's people that's not rowdy. It's very safe. We're just glad to be here. I hope America wakes up and gets our message.
Later in his life, Holmes became very active in funding AIDS foundations and research, the Human Rights Campaign, and a major contributor to the Democratic Party. Something that became a problem when people found out what he did for work, with some candidates and organizations refusing to take his donations because they knew where it came from. Holmes contracted HIV/AIDS early on during the epidemic. Later in life, he would develop liver issues. On September 9th, 2000, Charles M. Holmes, Chuck Holmes, passed away of liver failure surrounded by friends and family. In his will, Holmes established the Charles M. Holmes Foundation to promote gay civil rights and gave the foundation complete ownership and control of Falcon Studios and all of its subsidiary businesses, including the website, streaming videos, and accessories. At the time of Holmes' passing, Falcon Studios was one of the largest companies in the gay adult entertainment industry. Chuck Holmes, who had begun his career in the industry after being laid off, would go on to turn Falcon Studios into the most recognizable name in gay porn history and provided countless gay men so much support and many memories. You've been watching Demystifying Gay Porn. I'm your host, Ike Grande. Demystifying Gay Porn can be found on every podcast directory as well as YouTube. Demystifying Gay Porn is on X, Facebook, Instagram, Substack, Threads. And if you like what you're watching or listening to and want to be a part of the process, head over to patreon.com/demystifying gay porn, where you can support this podcast and YouTube channel, and I can continue making content like you've just enjoyed. As always, don't forget to subscribe, give this video a like, leave a comment, and let me know what else you'd like me to cover. This is Demystifying Gay Porn. My name is Ike Grande, and if you watch gay porn, I've definitely helped you get off.